Call the meeting to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We got a full room today. Thanks everybody for coming. Next on the agenda is the approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is approval of the minutes.
And I'll move to approve the minutes.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Approval of claims for payment.
I'll make a motion to approve claims for payment.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, we have Jeff Fiskus regarding North Emergency Squad building. Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, well, thanks for seeing me today. I'm Jeff Fiskus, and the sheriff has appointed me the chief of the Hardin County Emergency Squads, both the north and the south. And I'm here today for the north squad. Our building was built back in the early 70s, basically built for 2 or 3 trucks, and we're crowding 4 vehicles into it, plus a boat, an air trailer. Our nice command trailer has to sit outside in the cold weather, the winter storms. Hopefully we don't get a hailstorm like you did, or it would be damaged. So we've been kicking the idea around about wanting to build a new building. Nothing elaborate, we just need a nice long garage like to keep them in, easy access to get out. We've got some ideas, and I've got a lot of the people in the county that want to support it, but they would say, what's it gonna look like, you know, before we give? Well, I got an engineer that will help me, but you know, once he gets his plans done, he's gonna want to be paid for his work. So I have designs to show, so I was seeing if the supervisors would help support us, basically financially to get us going, and I know I can get a lot of the community to help support it too. But I talked to the city of Iowa Falls, which owns the land, and they have given the whole lot to the E-Squad, so we got plenty of room to build on now. I've got to meet with the city manager and their city superintendent on a little snow issue, but they're willing to work with me on that. So I just was kind of needing your blessings for what we're wanting to do.
Okay.
Do you have any idea of what that cost would be?
Well, I had a local contractor give us just a rough price of what we were kind of wanting. I guess what we're wanting to is taking the front of the old building and remodeling it a little so we can get that trailer backed in there. Then coming off the old building with a nice meeting room, and then a longer building that would set north and south, and we would exit out towards the east. And that price at that time was around $180,000. And that was everything, the cement, the plumbing, the heating. We have talked since then of maybe making a little more cement out front, so we're not pulling right off the gravel in and tracking all the gravel and mud into the buildings. So it could get a little more with a cement apron, which is always nice, but again, that's an option. We don't have it now and wouldn't have to have it, but it would be nice. So I was kind of just looking at a figure around 200,000, and if we got more, that's good. We could do more things, but
You said there were some people willing to volunteer money, time. What were they
Yeah.
volunteering into this? Is this part of the 200 or is that above the 200?
that I was just figuring in with the 200. You know, I talked around to a lot of people, and they said, yeah, we would be glad to help donate to it and stuff, and but didn't kind of want to commit until they could see plans and see how far we were. You know, it's easier to take it and use it than, well, we got to give it back. It's not a go.
So you're asking a $200,000 commitment from the county?
Well, that would be nice, because then the money we would get in could go for additional things inside. Again, I know how budgets work, working with the city, and we just appreciate what you could give.
Okay. I can't answer the question right now.
No, I understand, yeah, because you gotta work on budgets and stuff, but I had talked to Renee the other night, and she said you were doing budgets now, that if we wanted to get something going soon, which we would like, to get here quick. So.
When would you plan to start this? or-
Well, as soon as we got your blessing and what we knew you were gonna offer, and I would start hitting the people up in the community. We were gonna do a mailer. When we got a truck here quite a few years ago, we did a mailer, and the community supported that with $40,000. And that was just a truck. I'm sure that'll go better with a building, and we kind of just hit the north part. Then we might hit a little more with a building situation. So, I don't know. Travis Woodley's a member, and I don't know if the sheriff has any comments he wants to make. We're under the jurisdiction of the sheriff's department.
I would just say they are in dire need of newer and better facilities and much more room. Right now, they're kind of just crammed into a little bit of a crack-jack box and don't have near the space to operate out of effectively, let alone for the equipment that they do have.
And we do
not
use
practical at all.
that trailer quite a bit. Of course, we took it to Parkersburg, and it was over there for about 3 weeks. We just used it the other night for the Cargill fire. It was out when they had the shooting in Isle Falls. We used it at the elevator fire in Alden. So our trailer does get used quite a bit, and it's just, I say, getting damaged sitting out in this cold weather. We keep the little generator inside so we know that it'll start. Well, the other night we needed it and was in a hurry, took off without it, where if it was in where it was warm, it'd already be in the trailer then. And I know weather's not good on tires, so it's just, I say it's getting damaged sitting out in the hot sun and the cold weather all the time.
Okay.
Well, I'm willing to look at the budget and see if there's anything we can do.
Okay.
If I get back to you.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk it
Sure,
over and get
sure,
back to
I
you.
understand, yep. Okay, well, I appreciate
I know you brought it up about a year ago also.
Right, and we were kind of then deciding what we wanted to do, and then it got put on the back burner, and now it's time to get it on the front burner and see what we can get done, because it always seems like the thing we need out of our building, which is really tight, is in the back, so we gotta pull everything out to get that. So, or you might just need to go with traffic control. We have a little pickup. Well, it's in the back, so you gotta pull all the big trucks out to get the little one out.
Is that a good location for that building?
Yes,
or-
it is, real good. I've looked at other locations, and we really like that. It's easy access for us, easy to get out of town for us. So,
Okay.
and being the city was willing to work with us and got the support of the council very much, the chief of police very much, so.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Yep, thank you very
We'll,
much.
we'll get
Thanks,
back
Jeff.
to you. We'll have to talk about it. We'll
Okay,
discuss things.
I appreciate that.
We'll let you know or let
Okay,
Dave know.
If you
Or
can't get me, you can talk to the sheriff, he knows how to get a hold of me.
Okay.
One way or the other.
We know where he lives.
all right.
Okay,
Thank you, Jeff.
very much.
You bet.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next on the agenda is a resolution approving the 2080 agreement with the city of Marshtown and authorize participation in the lead hazard control program. This is something that we do every year.
Yeah, I would go ahead, or I would move to approve the resolution approving the 2080 agreement with the city of Marshalltown and authorizing participation in the lead hazard control program.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Renee?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Lance?
Aye. Motion carries. Next is set date and time for our budget hearing, which March 4th? No, you gave me those days too.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter to me.
I think you Is it the 4th or the 11th, either
Yep.
of those days do you sit and work?
Yep. And I think the time we did it last year was
4:30,
4:30,
wasn't it?
4:45.
4:45.
which seemed to work out nice for employees getting there. So I'm open for either day.
Yeah, it's,
You can go earlier, you can go later. It's up to us.
you're pretty much,
I have no opinion. I'm done.
we're pretty much done.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Want to get it done sooner or later? And we
I would
are gonna meet
move
with
to,
other groups, so
what?
we are going to meet with other groups beforehand, so March 4th still would be enough time if we wanted to.
Yep, we got
Oh,
all,
yeah.
we got all
So
of
go
February.
ahead
Yeah.
and make your.
Okay, I would make the motion to set March 4th at 4:45 for the budget hearing.
Are you gonna have that upstairs in the conference room or down here? Do you wanna set that too, so?
Courtroom.
Yeah. Courtroom again.
Okay. I'll make that.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Community services update. Lynn. I saw you walk in, I couldn't see you sitting there.
It's already got this, but I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys.
Getting kind of rough out there, or
Huh?
getting kind of rough out there?
We've been joking about that for, actually, it looks better than it has.
Yeah, I got a smaller bandage on it today, so. Just wanted to update you on a few things related to community services, and the first thing is on the Central Iowa Community Services, our regional program. Ron sits on the board for that, but at their meeting on Monday, they did formally approve lowering. Mental health is a little different in that the levy, it's not a per thousand levy, but it's actually a per capita levy, so it's based on the number of people in the county. And when they changed the law, it's based on the most recent. So this is fluctuate a little bit. I think this is even a little different than what I had talked with you about a few days ago.
I
Because
went from this though.
okay, and they got the updated population, so.
I think Ron did this.
I gave it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
I did this.
So anyway, but which, it's good that, you know, we'll be able to lower that per capita. It was 4728 was the level set by the state. And then this year it was gonna be lower anyway because of the, it's pretty complicated, but the offset and the savings of Medicaid. You know, if we hadn't gotten equalization, then we had to reduce it from our property tax. So we had already known we were gonna reduce by that amount. But now we're gonna reduce it again to $33.18 per person, which means a total dollar amount of $578,692 versus the original $751. So it's gonna be about $172,000 less that we'll need to levy for FY16 than we'd originally thought we would in the budget. And then other things I just wanted to briefly update you on. We met with the sheriffs, all the administrators in the 10-county region met with the sheriffs on Monday, also Monday morning. And we had a really, I thought, productive meeting. And we talked a lot about some things we're trying to do as a region to try to help, you know, it'll help not only serve people better, but it'll also help the sheriff's department. So some of the things we talked about was, I think you're probably aware, but we started we contracted with Central Iowa Juvenile Detention to do some of the transport services. So that's now available in the 10 counties. And it's completely at the discretion of the sheriffs. The orders usually say, you know, that when there's a mental health order, it can say the sheriff or their designee. So then if the sheriff designates them to do it, they can do it. I think we have 3 counties currently that are using them. There's been a few issues come up. We're trying to get those ironed out, just kind of based on making sure they've, you know, got insurance coverage, making sure they have identification when they come to the hospital to pick somebody up so that they don't think they're just handing somebody over to anybody, you know, with a vehicle. Another thing that that the board approved is we're going to be starting to meet with all the the jails and the emergency rooms, and we've approved getting telehealth. So there's a company, I think it's Integrated Telehealth.
I'd have to look at my
Exact
notes,
name of
but
it.
that sounds about right, yeah.
But they were at our meeting with the sheriffs the other
Yeah.
day, and explained it to them also, but basically this would allow, rather than like inmates in the jail, rather than having to take them to either Center Associates in Marshalltown or to Iowa Falls, they could be seen right there through telehealth in the jail. The region is gonna pay a monthly fee in order for them to do that, and it'll originally be based on an estimated number of people that they'll see, and then after that first period, then we'll kind of look at how we used it, and then adjust those rates based on that. It also will allow, within, I believe it was within an hour. You have to schedule appointments, but, so like, at least a couple times a week, it would allow the jail to set up appointments for those people to be seen. So if somebody comes in on a Friday night, if say Saturday is the day when they will see people, they could actually be seen the next day through telehealth by a psychiatrist who could then prescribe medicine, they fax the prescription, and they can, take care of some of those things really quick. The other thing would be in the emergency room. So like at the hospital up here, we have a psychiatrist that sometimes, if needed, he'll go to the ER and evaluate somebody right there during the day. The problem is that most of our admissions for mental health are either evenings or weekends. So that would allow that telehealth to be available. And I think, it's not just number of days, like at the jail, it's certain days a week, but at the ER, it's within so many hours, within just a few hours, they will have a psychiatrist available through telehealth to evaluate them. And hopefully, we would end up seeing some people that maybe don't really need to be taken then to a hospital, like we have such a hard time finding beds, where now they might take them all over the state or Davenport or Council Bluffs, wherever. Hopefully some of those people won't need to even be hospitalized if they can be seen and evaluated through telehealth, maybe get some medications. Eventually we want to create another level of crisis where we would actually have a place maybe where people could go that don't need to be in the hospital, but they need somebody to be with them or whatever for a day or two. So that would be another level of crisis stabilization. So, we're working on trying to have not as many people need to go to the hospital, and to not only serve the people better, but also it'll help the sheriffs and the hospitals and everybody. Another thing, just to update you on, is that, as you know, we hired Mary Swartz, and now we do have the other two counties that didn't have anybody have hired, so we now have social work service coordination available in all the counties. And that's another thing we talked with the sheriffs about, was trying to help better in coordinating, like for people who may be leaving the jail that have mental health issues, making sure that they're scheduled to get appointments and things like that. And then support employment, I know you're aware of that too, but we did, the region did an RFP, and there were grants awarded, and for our county, it was NIVIC out of Mason City that got that grant, and they run what they call Job Link. And so we do now have a support employment person full-time here in Hardin County that will be working with our clients. We've already referred, I think, about 20 people to them, and hopefully we'll be seeing the results of that within a short time. We've also offered mental health first aid training throughout the region, and we did one here. It was kind of sponsored by Bethany Lutheran Church in Iowa Falls, and I think we had about 18 people that attended that. But in a lot of counties, like Franklin County, they've done it for all the law enforcement. So I guess I'd like to talk with Dave about, the region would provide it, if we could get them to schedule it so that we could have everybody trained in mental health first aid. Peer support has been started as a pilot project. That's one of the core services that we have to provide. So through our Central Iowa Recovery, which also does our IPR, as a pilot, they've started in Boone and Hamilton County providing peer support. And that's where they basically hire a person who has what they call lived experience, who's had experiences with mental health issues themselves, and they're a peer for other people who have mental health issues. And then the last thing is we're working with NAMI Central Iowa for another core service, which is called Family Peer Support. We no longer have a NAMI chapter here in Hardin County, but we're working with them so that regionally they can help provide family support services in all areas of the region. And then just a couple other little things. We're in the process of implementing for all the offices in our region, Office 365 and a SharePoint, which I'm not very computer literate. I've been on it and just looked around a little bit, but it'll allow us to communicate better, to share documents. Probably eventually all of our email will be through Office 365 through the region. So that's something we're working on. And then just lastly, this is more of a building thing, but we had a meeting over in our county office building with everybody that uses that building yesterday. And one thing we decided that we thought we should do is start locking that lobby door again. When DHS was here, that door was always locked. When we first went over there, we liked more of an open door policy, and we haven't had it locked. It's getting to be where we have lots of traffic. You know, there's a phone there for people that are supposed to call whatever department they're needing to meet with. They didn't do that. Everybody just kind of walks in. They get clear to the back of our floor, plus they roam around upstairs, downstairs, and everywhere. I think we'll just have better security and control if we lock that. But then the thing we would need is, which we would prefer, Roxanne was at the meeting, we would like to have like a keypad on the door.
Like
I
we
think
do
that
right there.
I was gonna say, I'd recommend
Something like
putting a
that.
lock like that on there, and then we could fob them up. And you'll be able
Otherwise,
to go through
we have the old, the key now, but we're gonna have to get more keys made for people who use that building. And I don't know how quick something like that can happen. So
Hey,
I
James,
guess,
how fast would that take for one of those to happen?
It would probably take a couple of weeks to get it ordered and scheduled up. The company that installs these also does the preventive maintenance at the jail once a month to keep us in compliance with our immigration contracts. We try and schedule that up, so I'd say within a month probably, that'd be able to be done. And if that's something we'd be interested in, we can call them up, have a quote rolling down to Micah yet today for what the price would look like on that.
and that door, it's a little, it's a metal.
Yeah, we'll take a
door,
picture
so-
and kind of get them up to speed and see if we can do some of the legwork for them, unless they're coming maybe this week or next. But, yeah, we'll see what the price point is. That would make it so, like Lynn says, you can get in and you can track who came at what time. If they left, we could disable their file without having to get a key back. Be a good expansion of existing product.
Okay, so you think within a month it could be done?
I'd say probably depending on their schedule, but
Okay, so
yeah,
we'll
we'll
s-
call them today and get a price.
We'll just
on
probably
it.
continue as we have been. We'll leave it for now, rather than having to make a bunch of keys and then have to get them back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Assuming that it can be done in a month or so.
perfect.
Making a lot of promises for a guy leaving tomorrow.
I'm taking notes.
We'll give them a call this
We'll get that
afternoon.
done right away.
Okay.
Do you have any more, Lynn? or-
No, otherwise that's kind of,
All right, well, thank you. Next is county representation on Access Inc. board. That was a board I previously had. We switched, but due to scheduling, it doesn't work, and I would be more than happy to take that back.
Did we want to, we did not have an alternate before. Did we want to put an alternate on?
I don't know if we can or not, but we can appoint one.
I don't know, do you need to check with that board if they
That's
want
why I was wondering, I
alternates
don't know if they
Right.
can. Right now, why don't we
Just do the-
just make the appointment?
All right.
or- Okay. I'll move then to change the access representative from Ron Rickles to Lance Granzo.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next will be an interesting one. It's change status on IT department. James Nearing, who is leaving on the last day of work to be the 30th.
Coward.
Should vote no.
Gonna miss you. You've done a lot of great work here,
Thank
including the doors.
you.
But I will miss you.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun. Good crew to work with. I want to thank everybody for the support and all the great work that you've allowed me to do, and look forward to seeing where Hardin County goes in the future. It's going to be fun watching from the sidelines, but tough to leave at the same time.
Speaking of sidelines, we have this video. This one thing that you got started up here.
Yeah.
I know you graciously volunteered to be tasered.
Volunteered. It's more like a draft card from the way I saw it, yeah.
Dave just happens to have a taser here.
Yeah, he does. Excellent. You know, fortunately, I took the X-26 taser training twice in my 6 years here. So aside from a mild twitch from being shocked so much, I can also tell you it's missing a taser cartridge and it's missing a battery. So kudos to the Hardin County Sheriff's Office for getting me educated to the point where I know that that's not a scary device, just a paperweight with a lot of potential right now.
He does have a gun.
Get the
He
gun.
does, however, have a gun, pepper spray, and an aspen yes. Yeah, by no means am I safe, but the taser, I'm actually feeling when you pulled that out from under the paper. Yeah, that's good.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much.
And Marshall County's getting a great person.
Things have come a long way here, James.
In a short
because
time,
of
it's
you.
it's been a big jump.
We'll miss you.
Thank you.
But our aim will get better.
And like I say, it is a long drive from Wausau to the Marshall County
I have to
border.
get through a
You
lot
have
of
to
dead
drive
beats, is
through
that
our
what you're saying?
county, yes, you do.
Snow plows.
And snow, okay.
We could
We're
slow you down.
multi-threading now. That's good. That's good.
See you every morning.
Nancy will probably take a swing at me with her car. We're gonna pass each other.
Yes, we are.
I'll go ahead and accept a motion on that, unless you guys don't want to.
Dies for lack of emotion.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Do we have a subject to recall policy?
Back to that draft card again, huh?
Well, looks like you're here to stay.
Oh.
I'll make that.
If we got time, I can get a battery for the taser.
Is that what we're holding out for? Nick to come over with the cartridge? and the
Actually,
tape?
we have that. Just turn your back, bend over. And we'll miss you, James. And yeah, so it's your choice, and we'll miss you. But so I'll make the motion to approve the change of status for James Nearing. And this is a resignation, and we'll leave it at that.
And I will reluctantly second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Good luck in the next job there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll give them some words of wisdom, and hopefully they'll send you back.
A little worried about that, seeing as you know Dave Thompson so well, but yeah, it'll be good. And of course, I've told you guys all, if you need anything, of course, call. Yeah, call Micah. It's not my problem. Anyone who needs anything, please call. We're leaving it in very capable hands with Micah and Matt. They're going to be a great team. Very pleased. A lot of times you don't get to hand off a project like this, but being able to know that you're leaving it in such good hands is very reassuring. But yeah, anything you guys need, of course, this is still my community, and we'll be there anytime.
So you're changing now. Now you're going to be here for us when you leave.
Yeah, it's easy to say that when you don't actually have it.
What about that weather station in town? You said
Yeah,
too.
no, that's not
Yeah,
going
no.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Utility permits.
We don't have any utility permits today. And we're glad it's not snowing. Well, some guys wish it would snow so they don't have to cut brush, but.
Any other business? Hearing none, ask for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.